I'm Sam Ponder with my friends Rex Ryan, Randy Moss, Alex Smith, and Tedy Bruschi. I thought I had like the Super Bowl nerves, and what I realized is I was just nervous because I lost a bunch of Randy's money last night and it still doesn't feel too good. We're going to settle in for a nice 4 hours with you today. You guys know what it's like to be in this position, to feel the feelings of Super Bowl morning. Some of us, a lot of times, we've done it. Tedy Bruschi, what does it feel like when you first wake up Super Bowl morning?
You wake up and you know what's at stake. You know that your entire football life, you've been waiting for an opportunity, guys, to become a world champion. The time you spent in the NFL, the time you spent in college and high school, everything you remember. The minute you win the championship game and you know you're going to the Super Bowl, it's like everybody across your life ends up coming into the picture. Old football coaches, old high school teammates, everything. So it's like your entire football life, your family, everyone that you've all had a part in getting you here, you talk to them. You get them tickets. You get your coaches tickets. You get your former teammates tickets that you've played with in high school. They're all here. Coming up to this moment and to this game, you spend time with them. You visited with them. So you got all the time that you have and all the emotions. You got to try to keep it calm. And that's why you see me running on the field with the kids, with my kids. As soon as you get here, you know you still have a long way to go. I went into the stands. I went there. I found my wife, Heidi. I had my 2 kids. We ran out on the field, and you just try to find a sense of calm, but also you have time to reflect on how grateful you are to be here, the champion that you can possibly become. This is a day that we've all waited for our entire lives.
You did that before the game?
Before the game.
No way.
I should have done that.
No, but being able to speak about this big game, just the nerves, how nervous you are going into a game like this. And I just remember, going into the 07 year, and it was a little cold in Arizona, and I remember getting in the swimming pool, and I was always just swimming, just to be able to get that exercise in, because like I talk about, you're so nervous, so you're trying to find some things to calm you down, and we've said this time and time again, I was usually, maybe a movie watcher, maybe some cartoons,
I was gonna say,
but at the
sure,
same time,
cartoons.
and I would like to try to settle myself down because I know what's at stake later on tonight.
Well, I tell you what, from a coaching perspective, these teams right here, I mean, golly, you know how hard it is to get here, man. And look, I was coach forever, been to 1 Super Bowl. And so what happens sometimes as a coach, though, because it's so long, you have a 2-week buildup for this thing. And sometimes I remember sitting back there and thinking, okay, is the game plan stale? Is it, how are we going to keep it fresh and all that? But, man, it takes forever. Even today seems like it takes forever. But I remember my players actually calmed me down as a coach. They were sitting back going, hey, Rex, shut up, we got this. You know what I mean? I'm like, because, hey, when they're a near eye, we're going to look for this. Like, you can overcoach it, and you just got to settle. It's a game. It seems like much more than that. But at the end of the day, it's just a game, and these coaches need to understand it. And you know what? There's a lot of pressure, though. Like Kyle Shanahan, one of the best coaches in the league, all right up there with the greatest. But you know what? There's still questions about him. Can he get over the hump? Can he win the big game and all that? So today, look, there's other pressures too.
No doubt.
But at the end of the day, it's just a game.
It is, but it isn't. Every other sport, we play these 7-game series, and you have so much time to do it. Like, that's not this. This is, you get one chance for immortality, right? Like, to go down. Like, for the Chiefs, are you a dynasty? Are you in are you a Patriot? The Dallas Cowboys of the 90s, the Steelers of the 70s, like the Niners of the 80s. Like, are you that? And you said it, Kyle Shanahan. I think it's consensus, right? Like, this guy's one of the best coaches in football.
Sure.
And yet he's never won a championship. And so can he cross that line, right, and take it to that next threshold? And that's what today is all about. And we turn it into that. You're right, as media members, and that's what it becomes. But you're right. I mean, also, it is just a game, and you've got to get back to the basics. But again, it's not.
Just the game.
It's not.
Just the game. Rex Ryan, do you know what type of players are going to be playing out here later on? You're talking about just the game. So you're going to have a very vanilla just the game plan like it's regular season.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, you got to be calmed down. You got to calm your body down to understand it's just a game.
The experience matters. I mean, this is where Super Bowl experience matters up into the game. I mean, once you play, the first couple series are over with. You guys know you're playing, and you're playing football. But for I mean, we've seen rookies have tough times in the playoffs, or in the championship round, the divisional round. So for those players that have never been here, to look at those that have been here and say, man, he's asleep in the locker room like Brady was prior to one of ours. Or, I mean, Bruschi's got his kids out on the field. I mean, it's like that type of Super Bowl experience where you're just like, fellas, we got plenty of time. Let's go out there and mess around a little bit. That's where it helps.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you saw, even in, Carolina, it was too big. Snap over the head, all these type of things. Yeah. Watch for mistakes early in games. And it's like, guys, no, settle down. Settle down and go out there. You're here for a reason. All right, you're the two best teams in the National Football League. Go get it.
Well, Patrick talked about it this week, him relying on his Super Bowl routine, and it sounds like Teddy, right? Like when you've been here 4 times in 6 years, this is old hat, right? And will that be an advantage today for the Chiefs?
It's a huge advantage to have that experience, but like if a coach is saying to you, or anyone who's ever said to you, just calm down, don't stress, does that ever work? Has anybody ever like, you know what, I feel super chill now after you've said that? The big question for this game, I think, is how Brock Purdy handles that, not being in this situation. This guy just a couple years ago was playing at Jack Trice Stadium in Ames in front of the people at Iowa State. Now on the biggest stage, he seems so even-keeled, though. We shall see. We've got two of our best, of course, Sal Paolantonio on the 49ers, Jeff Darlington on the Chiefs. They've been with them all week. Sal, what do you have for us? Happy Super Bowl Sunday.
Happy Super Bowl Sunday to you, Sam Ponder, and everybody at Postseason Sunday NFL Countdown. Let me set the scene for you here at the Niners Team Hotel. Behind me is beautiful Lake Las Vegas. We're about 30 miles outside of the Las Vegas Strip, and it's very calm here, very peaceful here. Kyle Shanahan told me he wanted no football activities here this morning for the San Francisco 49ers. He wants his team to relax, to get ready for Super Bowl Sunday, the NFL's longest day. But there is an undercurrent, obviously, of they want to win this game. As George Kittle told me, the bottom line is there is a very high sense of urgency to win this game. They didn't beat the Chiefs 4 years ago. They've been in the championship game a couple of years in a row. They want to win this game, and they want to win it for a lot of different reasons. The first buses will depart from this spot to the stadium, to Allegiant Stadium, in about 3.5 hours. But right now, this team is relaxed and getting ready for Super Bowl Sunday. And now for a report on the Chiefs, here's my friend Jeff Darlington. Good morning and happy Super Bowl Sunday, Jeff.
Well, good morning and thank you, Sal. We are at the Chiefs Hotel where we're about 4 hours away from the first bus departing here for the stadium. Final preparations are in, and like you guys were talking about on the desk, this is a team that is leaning into experience. They have kept their routine all week exactly as it was last year. Patrick Mahomes has talked about this week about the importance of going back-to-back as Super Bowl champs, something that has not been done since the Patriots did it in 2003 and 2004. And let me tell you something. What I am hearing from Chiefs players is that Patrick Mahomes has been on another level in practices this week. He has been so dialed in. Now, we'll end it with something lighter, though. Andy Reid noting that his final preparations included exactly what it has before every Chiefs game, and that is a cheeseburger. Sam?
Why not? Why not? A man of the people right there.
Sure you do a cheeseburger.
That's why we love him.
Same
Real
final
quick,
words.
hold on. There's another level to Patrick Mahomes?
That's scary.
Uh-oh.
That is actually scary.
All right now.
I can't wait to see it, though. I can't wait to see Adam Schefter, who is one of our favorite insiders, and he's got all the information you need to know for Super Bowl Sunday. Good morning, Adam. What do you have for us?
Happy Super Bowl Sunday, Sam. And we'll start with George Kittle, who didn't practice at all last week, was limited on Wednesday and Thursday, but was full go on Friday before being removed from the injury report. He is ready to go. He, too, like Patrick Mahomes, is dialed in and ready for a big game today. The 49ers will have their tight end, despite the fact that he didn't practice last week at all. As for the Chiefs' injuries, there are a whole host of them. They've already placed their offensive lineman, Joe Thuney, on injured reserve. He's not going to play today. Jerick McKinnon, they're not going to decide until pregame warm-ups. He underwent groin surgery in January. Kadarius Toney not expected to play, scored in the Super Bowl last year, not going to be out there today. And Willie Gay, who missed the AFC Championship game, will play today despite the fact that he had the neck injury. Meanwhile, Kyle Shanahan carrying an 0-3 record against Andy Reid. There's no coach he struggled more. And we know Kyle's documented Super Bowl struggles, 28-3 with Atlanta. Then the game where they led the Chiefs 20-10 in the fourth quarter before the Chiefs rallied to beat Kyle Shanahan. Here he gets another chance today to reverse history. A huge game for Kyle Shanahan and his franchise. And meanwhile, let's go back to the draft of 2022 when there were 8 quarterbacks drafted ahead of Brock Purdy. It was not just the quarterbacks that were taken ahead of him. 11 picks before he went, the Chiefs drafted Isaiah Pacheco at that spot in time. And at that time, they had 3 seventh-round draft picks. All they hit on, but none as big as Pacheco, who steps in today, has a huge role. They've leaned on him throughout the postseason, and they will lean on him again today, Sam.
A lot of Pacheco fans on this set right here. The Brock Purdy story. I mean, we're going to be talking about this throughout the show. Try to give it some context. We're going to take you back to Queen Creek where he grew up, and we're going to the swap meet, okay? This is a tease. The swap meet is the place to be if you want to find out about Brock Purdy. You will love it. Stick around.